Welcome to your first ed puzzle. Make sure you've written your name, the week number, the hour, and your class number, which is also your computer number. Our learning target is I can reflect on my learning. Every week, you'll get a sheet of paper like this, and completing this sheet of paper will be a summative grade in PowerSchool. This week is practice, so it will be a formative grade. This week's strategy for success. This week we focused on organizing my papers in a binder with different folders for each class. Make sure you've written that down. On the bottom you'll see sentences about what you've learned in each class. I made a mistake for INS. There were some things I thought you would learn about this week, but you're going to learn about them next week. So take a moment and cross off the word border, cross off the word countries, and cross off this last part and how people decide where a blank will be between two blank. You'll do that next week. So you'll always start by trying to complete the sentences about what you've learned in each class. So for example, math, we are learning about how to find blank and blank of a number. We are learning about how to find factors. You can cross it off or do a check mark. And multiples. Cross it off or do a check mark of a number. After you've written what we're learning about, take a moment to reflect on how you're doing with that learning target. Circle this guy if you feel like I can do this. Circle this guy if you feel like I can do it, but I still need more practice. And circle this guy if you're like, I think I've got more questions. Science, we are learning about blank in science class. Laboratory safety, check or underline. Again, take a moment to circle how you think you're doing on this. Lang and Lit, we are learning about blank and how to say blank online. Digital literacy, safe. We are learning about digital literacy and how to stay safe online. Again, circle how you're doing on the learning target. INS, we are learning about geography or maps. Next week, you'll learn about how people decide where a border will be between two countries. Take a moment to reflect on how you think you're doing with understanding the maps. Flip over to the back of your page. Here you'll always see important ideas and vocabulary. You'll see a list of words and you have to remember which class the ideas and words go with. Again, there's two words you need to take off. That's natural boundary and physical boundary. You'll talk about those next week in individuals and societies. Let's start with the first word, factor. Are you learning about this in math, science, language and literature, or individuals and societies? The answer is math. You can either do a check mark here or cross it out. You're going to do the same thing with digital safety, product, lab safety, rainbow method, hint, it's a way to find factors and multiples, online safety, continent, multiple, latitude, cyberbullying, personal information, longitude, factor tree, and divisor. Now that you've found where all the vocabulary words go, write the easiest word. If there's a word you understand but you can't pronounce or say it out loud, write it here. If that's not true for any of them, you can just say none of them. Finally, a word that you are confused about. Again, if there's a word here you're confused about, write it down. If not, leave it blank. The last thing you need to do for your summative grade is to reflect on each station that we did this week. You need to read what we did for the station, what you wrote, and then reflect. Yes, I got this. I need more practice, or I have a question that I need to ask Ms. D or a friend. You should do that for all 10 stations. Free time is an exception, I guess. And then give yourself what you think your summative grade should be.